chapter 34. Everything is in motion. People are too faint-hearted to know the real truth about the environment that surrounds them, even about themselves, about their own material body. For the body their eyes see is not at all of the type my eyes saw while I was on the mountain, when I was shown that marvelous and pulsating vision of reality. The vision was pulsating in different colors, all the time in motion and radiating, and every cell of my body, as well as that of anyone else's, was moving in a similar manner and radiating splendid, orderly, and live information waving when I watched it. Each cell covered with its membrane was made up of living electrons, revolving around their own center and circling around the center of an atom, proton, in a very orderly fashion by corresponding vibrations, and the frequency of that motion vibration determined not only the body organ comprised of the cells and its function, but also the inner state of that very organ and its health. I was watching that inner movement in the body, even as your scientists watch this body through the most powerful microscopes when they investigate that very cell. But they cannot see that waving and the motion within the cell that my consciousness watched. I saw there was no such spot, even in a huge aggregation of the motionless matter of the mountain, motionless to the human eyes, to be static, not to be in motion. Motion was so enormous, so various and colorful, that while watching it, I was sensing behind all this a mind and a hand of love, beauty, and goodness beyond words. Your vision is not that comprehensive and broad because your consciousness is not yet ready to see such a view all the time. Therefore, you do see only a flat view of creation, of reality. You lack such a view that would cut reality by an inner and invisible scission to enable you to have a sense that you got to the inside of that very reality. Now your vision gives you only a view of reality from outside. And even this view of the reality from the outside makes up but a tiny part of it. It is even more upsetting in your situation that by seeing no inner view of creation, you do not even show any desire to believe a greater light and a deeper wisdom, but rather you always cling to the easier and dogmatic beliefs that are dominated by rituals without a living spiritual vibration. Therefore, at first you must broaden your inner faith. Then this faith will expand your vision of a larger part of creation. And you would be able to see even those living and versatile vibrations inside creation, inside the body. If you start to open up ever more to the divine, universal, and absolute consciousness, the Creator, your vision will broaden, and broaden that much that you will also see what I've seen. That will be seen not by your material eyes. That will be seen by your expanded inner soul and spirit vision. It will not be available to you all the time. Just while developing your soul, you will expand its vision. The Creator has arranged a marvelous order of creation that enables every form of life to see these energy vibrations that are similar to or lower than the ones of this life form in particular. Therefore, by ever developing your spiritual level, even now, your growing soul is expanding its vision and hearing. It is due to this that you can establish a living communion with the Creator, the first source and center, whom I have named the Father of each and all, and hear the energy information vibrations of His consciousness that are being poured out into you, and that you may call the teaching of God, the voice of God. Once you develop your soul to the spiritual, high-frequency vibrations that equal the frequency of the spiritual vibrations of the energy information of the Creator consciousness being transmitted to you, it is then that the ear of your soul starts feeling these vibrations. Since everything is in motion, there is nothing that would be in stasis and not alive. And the soul, if it chooses a higher frequency of the consciousness vibrations, can also receive even more subtle teachings, even the higher energy information vibrations of Creator consciousness, such as the bond of the whole creation, through turning to the vibrations transmitted by the Creator of all creation. And the whole of creation is reacting to them. There is not a single spiritual quiver that would not react to them. Only one form of vibrating is deeper, another one is just on the surface, still another is nearer to just superficial reacting. Even the consciousness, energy, information vibrations of the so-called inanimate nature do also react to the energy, information vibrations of the Creator's consciousness, as they must react to remain in their corresponding frequency, thus producing corresponding elements of matter, which by their expression seem to you to make up mountains, water, or desert. But even this is also in motion and changing. The mountain is in motion, both inside and outside. And this motion is determined by the vibrations of the Creator's consciousness that reach all the corners of creation. If now I tell you that the time shall come when all the world's people will achieve the level of my spiritual development while I was in the human flesh, that you have named as Jesus of Nazareth, very few of you will believe this statement of mine. It seems to you that I am an ideal beyond reach. You do not even let yourselves think that it is not only worthy, but it is also necessary to reach out for my level. It is this level that shall open up to you a path of tranquility and health, since all of you shall feel the energy spiritual vibrations of your consciousness in fusion with the vibrations of the Creator's consciousness. Then you shall experience what the Creator's love and goodness radiated to all of you means, so you shall not want to step out of this ocean of bliss anymore. You shall desire to bathe and saturate in it. And then you shall begin to sense that you have achieved that unachievable ideal that you have been calling Christ.